All right, we'll get started here with questions for Logan. We'll start right here in the front row. On your left side.
Hey, Logan, I'm curious about your game day on days that you pitch, maybe even from high school till now. Is it similar? Do you have like music that you listen to? Do you have superstitions? Do you have a way that you build up to a start? And will this be any different than any of those other days?
I have some like superstitions with my routine, and the music it's not a big thing. I do listen to music when I'm getting ready for the game, but it's always hip hop or rap or something. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I think the one I'm like craziest about is Red Bull. I don't know why, but I have to have it at the same exact time. But that's really the only one.
Go to Tim next.
Logan, I'm sure you were mostly joking or half joking during the Game 3 telecast. You joked that the colder weather might help you. Joking, but is there something to it? You're San Francisco, it is going to be a little colder, where that element maybe is something that you guys thrive in?
I don't know if it gives us necessarily an advantage or anything like that, but I just think we're used to it. I think we're used to. You hear about other players coming in and they'll be at second base and talking about how cold they are, and it's not like we're not cold either. It's always cold, but we just always play in it. And that day in LA, it felt like San Francisco, like with the wind and everything like that. It felt like home.
We'll stay here on the right side.
What's it like to see all the early inning moves the managers have made, your manager in particular, yesterday? And sort of, obviously, the postseason is different than the regular season, and just the aggressiveness. And I'm curious what that is like to see, and how Gabe has sort of led you guys into this series.
I feel like everyone knows that every pitch matters, every batter matters. So I think it's crazy how long the games are. You know what I mean? I feel like each inning takes forever, especially for us sitting in the dugout. I was pacing the entire time the last couple days that I wasn't throwing, and it's just it's crazy. So I feel like all the guys are kind of like me, kind of can't stop moving around, So I don't think it necessarily bothers us when there's moves, because it's every person wants to get into the game.
Go on the left side here.
Hey, Logan. After you guys clinched the division, I think you mentioned that you and Gosman had talked about how you thought that the race would just come down to you and him doing your jobs over the final weekend. Have you had a similar conversation with him, just knowing that you guys were both probably going to be leaned on tomorrow?
We've given each other a couple fist bumps, just like kind of looking at each other, just like little things like that. But we haven't really talked about it. Just we know what's in front of us.
Go to Susan here in the front.
Logan, everyone knows that typically scoring is kind of at a premium in the postseason, and you've seen your offense all year. Your scoring's been down a little bit. What are your thoughts just in general on the offense coming out in a big game like a Game 5 must-win game?
Those guys are so prepared. I feel like you just kind of got to tip your cap to the Dodgers pitchers the first 4 games and say, good job. Those are pretty good pitchers they got over there, top to bottom. And I think that it's just a matter of time before it clicks, I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying my personal opinion. That's what I think.
We know you love to hit, and there have been some big moments already in this series from pitchers hitting. Your focus, obviously, is on the mound and their hitters. But what are your thoughts on you as a member of the lineup and potentially being able to chip in for an offense that has not necessarily scored a ton?
You guys know I love hitting. I go and ask before the game what he throws and how he attacks guys, and I've actually faced him once or twice already, so it's just a matter of hitting the ball.
Go to Danny in the back right.
Hey, Logan. Just to follow up on that earlier question, at what time do you drink your game day Red Bull, and when did that habit begin?
I've always loved Red Bull. I honestly started drinking it when I was in travel ball, when I was really young. Don't be mad at my dad or mom or anything about that. But that was kind of me and my brother's thing. And I wouldn't say until a couple years ago. It's like right when I get to the field, right before I start my stretch with the trainer, and then at the end of my warm-up. So 3.
Sorry, you drink 3 Red Bulls?
I do, yes.
Go to John on the left side.
What's Rocklin going to be like tomorrow night?
I'm sure it'll be awesome. I'm sure that all the the restaurants and stuff. It's been really cool to see the support from my city or the Rocklin, and my elementary school actually had a Logan Webb day yesterday, so they all wore Giants stuff. I got to see pictures. It was really cool.
And even though you were preferring the A's as a kid growing up, did you follow much Giants Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows about the Giants and Dodgers, any baseball fan. But yeah, it's a special rivalry for sure. And even though I was an A's fan, I still watched. I still had guys on the Giants that I liked that when I was real young, and so I watched all of that, and it's cool to be a part of.
Who were the guys you liked?
Well, everyone. I mean, my favorite player is Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
But there was a couple guys that were awesome. JT Snow was great. I'm trying to think of other ones. I'm gonna forget the other ones, but yeah, there was a couple guys that I liked a lot.
More recently with guys like Lincecum and Kane and Bumgarner, was there one of those guys more than the others that you followed or looked up to or monitored at all?
Matt Kane,
Yeah.
just because I feel like I wanted to throw kind of like him. And then another guy is Ryan Vogelsong. Those 2 guys especially were guys I loved watching.
We'll go to the back row here.
Hey, Logan, you are surrounded by guys who have had a lot of success in elimination games. How much have you talked to Posey, Crawford, Belt about what to expect in a situation like this? And if so, what did you guys say?
We haven't talked much about it, honestly. It wasn't like we were down yesterday after the game. We knew it was going to come down to Game 5. No matter how each team played each game, we just knew it was going to happen, and we're excited for the opportunity, especially to be at home to play in front of our fans.
And then kind of a follow-up to that, how much of being able to stay calm and keep an even keel in a high-pressure situation like tomorrow is something that you were born with, and how much is something that you've kind of cultivated over the years of your athletic career?
It's not that I'm not nervous. I think you can ask any guy in there that they're probably nervous before a game, any game, honestly, but especially for this game. I think it's I don't know. I feel like I just like these types of moments. I love the crowd. I love kind of the pressure, and I'm excited to throw tomorrow, especially because I got a guy back there that's always calm. So even if I do get a little up, he'll be the first one to tell me to bring it back down.
Go to Tim here in a second.
Logan, were you ever physically in the bullpen last night? And what did Gabe and Andrew, whoever, tell you? Did they, at one point they tell you, okay, you're not throwing today, just get ready for the next one?
It was a possibility, but I think I was last resort. Just if we went 15 innings.
So you weren't in the bullpen?
I was not. No, I was in the dugout.
We'll go right up front here to Susan.
Logan, what's the name of your elementary school?
Sierra Elementary School.
And on the days you don't start, do you drink Red Bulls?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a bad habit. But
I was gonna say,
yeah.
worry about your.
I'm not as bad
energy
as
level.
Belt though. Belt is the worst.
How many does he drink?
I don't know. He'll have pre-workout. The other day he was just drinking pre-workout in the 7th inning. I'm like, what are you doing? He's just, I like the caffeine.
We'll go left side here.
Yeah, I think it was Mike Yastrzemski after Game 1 talked about your good demeanor, and he in a positive way, he said he thinks you're kind of a goofball, and you're that way all the time. Does your demeanor change when you take them out? I mean, when you sometimes after the 7th and 8th inning, you see you come off and you're really fired up. Then do you have sort of some transformation?
I'm always a goofball. I mean, even the days that I pitch, I've tried to do the not talk to anybody thing. Like you hear about those guys, and I think it's kind of stupid, to be honest. But like I can't do that. I gotta talk to people. I gotta laugh, smile, keep it light. I definitely think when I'm on the mound out there, I'm not really like that. I'm pretty kind of locked in, and you guys see me yelling at myself all the time. So, but as soon as I get off the mound and I go into the dugout, I might be mad for a couple seconds, but then I get back into I want to talk to the pitching coaches. I want to talk to Cap, those guys, Buster. So yeah, I try to keep it light pretty much all the time.
We'll go to Alex in the back right.
Hey, Logan, how do you keep the adrenaline going through a start if you start your day that way with the Red Bulls? I mean, how are you getting into the 6th, 7th inning? Are you just feeding off the crowd, or?
Yeah, I think it's the crowd. It's the, what we're doing on offense. Like just everything. It's like a sick play that Craw made, or I feel like you just feed off of that. It just keeps going.
Anything else for Logan? All right, thanks for your time, man.
Thanks, guys.